Hello, I am Professor Zahoor, ex-Dean Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi, Faculty of Arts. I have painted one landscape on the spot behind the Taj, through which I will guide you towards the next step. This is a very interesting landscape with just limited elements and still pulling the attention. It is being made in very earthy and subtle colors. The building on the left of the painting is balancing the heaviness of the huge tree on the right. If you just remove the building, then the whole weight of the painting will come on the right visually. The hut has become the center of attention despite being small because it has a lighter background to enhance it more. The hut enlivens the painting. It is off center and horizon line is below center. It is very important to see the balance and space division. I have divided the painting into different visual spaces. One is the sky, second the tree, third is the path, fourth the greenery next to it on the left, fifth is the hazy background. This is how one can relate various forms and shapes. One has made a scene on the spot. He can paint it with his imagination too. As he is aware of the placement of elements he is going to add in a painting. It will be just an imaginative depiction, maybe in a different mood and varied colors. One can see the difference afterwards by comparing the one painted on the spot and the other one with imagination. Let's see what will come out. Painting is an interpretation, not reporting. One can't imitate exactly. Now I will feel and bring out my feelings, the essence gathered from the morning scene. Today I am going to tell you how to use acrylics and how to exploit it to the maximum extent with one's imagination. I will start by applying a warm color. A thin base, burnt sienna. It is not a morning color, as the morning shades are all cool pastels. But I will explore my imagination and paint over this base. I can totally cover the layer as per the demand. Or let it peep from under the other colors. Now take out Persian blue and yellow ochre in the palette. Then medium yellow and sap green. The colors depend on the scene being imagined in your mind. It can be a limited palette, but one can explore various tones from it. An artist can start with making the sky first or later as per his preference. But I will add trees, foliage, road first and then add sky. The play of colors start as soon as you start a painting. Just add the darkest areas to the trees. The leaves closer to the sky will be lighter in tone. Middle part a bit darker. And darkest part is closer to the edges of the sheet. Start adding tree branches with even more darker tone. The darkest tone being the thing closer to the eye. An illusion of distance is created. One should avoid using black as it gives a blunt dark tone. In a street, one can create a substitute color by adding crimson to green. Now for the lighter tone of green. Mix yellow ochre to it and apply on the outer foliage of the tree. Foreground will have maximum details, middle area a bit less, and the background will have least details. Blues are the colors of background, greens of middle area, and reds and yellows of foreground. More patches of yellow occur here. And there before adding mauve, blue, white sky. Blue in the brushes shows the sky peeping from the leaves. add a few strokes of mauve in the foreground to create a connection between the two surfaces, that is the background and the foreground. One's imagination can go to any limits. Logic can be limited, but imagination can't be confined. Keep on adding darker tone to the huge tree for giving in a heavy wool look. Then add burnt sienna and yellow ochre to give the mud effect under the tree. To add more connectivity, create a path with a lighter tone. The haphazard patches are adding wildness and rusty look to the scene. The path created should not lead the vision out of the painting. It should be a way to connect different elements in a painting. Add more tones to the sky. White painting itself, an artist would realize that he is free from the compulsion of on the spot observations. And is being able to use colors and detailing as per his feelings and imagination. Like Edward Hopper said, great art is the outward expression of an inner life in the artist, and this inner life will result in his personal vision of the world. The inner life of a human being is a vast and varied real. The more blue one adds, the more cooler look will come to the painting. The lighter tone in the sky has created a perspective at horizon. It is always lighter when closer to the horizon. One can see variations in tones of blue in the formation of a sky. Adding lighter foliage bring out a three-dimensional effect in a tree too. Adding more greens to the bushes will create another depth. One should not forget, while adding tones, a saying by Robert Delaunay: painting is by nature a luminous language. One can explore chiaroscuro to every extent possible. Numerous tones and tints can add luminosity to the painting. To create an interaction between sky and the brushes in foreground, add a building soaring through the clouds. The dark tone is making its center of attraction despite the weight being on the heavy foliage of the tree on the right. The light on the path is giving an impression of the light piercing through the leaves of the trees. And enriching the path with the fresh, misty morning haze. Henri Matisse said in 1908, I want to reach the state of condensation of sensation which constitutes a picture. Perhaps I might be satisfied momentarily with a work finished at one sitting, but I would soon get bored looking at it so that later I may recognize it as a work of my mind. And that's the reason the artist's spirit is so restless, and he loves retouching the areas which were once made of perfect strokes. Every stroke or a patch of color wants a renewed bond with the object presented. Every layer brings out another approach and a different vision to look at the scene. Add burnt sienna with Persian blue to create a dark tone to take out details in the foreground. The darkness in building and a little dark tone with a warm color over the tree to add to the charm. The real tones are inside oneself, the colors of profundity of space. The tones which are actually not seen but which we embrace with our spirit, soul, or inner self. This realization helps one to explore all possibilities, apply colors to subdue certain hard strokes, and making a few places tough by various of imaginative experimentations. One look at the palette and another on the painting forces one to create an abstraction of tones and creates a scene where a spectator can optically mix and read different forms in the representation of sensation. Even the dots here and there can create an illusion of distributed light across different parts of the painting. One look at a closer distance won't make any sense, but clarity is there when one reads the impressionistic strokes from a distance. Yellow bushes covered by the hazy mauve at the horizon helps in creating a distant perspective. The lighter sky will form another space division to observe sky will form another space division to observe a dimension. Never be scared to apply any kind of stroke as the feelings demand. Every patch has its own language and talks in its own words with the viewer. Imagination of a viewer can play in his individualistic way and search for the different things which an artist has not even depicted. Again, the mind wants to add tone of yellow mixed with green over the tree, to add more fresh tone which reflects the morning freshness. The same light will again touch the ground, piercing through the foliage. What was once A scene from nature is being imaginatively reconstructed, a part of nature, yet totally away from reality. Inner visual images, statements, and thoughts from an inspiration in the process of creation. The observations of light and weather play on the mind, and then mind throws its own colors and forms its own notions of ideas perceived by the mind. In this painting, one can see how the effects have been given birth to with just a restricted palette of cadmium yellow, burnt sienna, sap green, Persian blue, and a little addition of white. A few dark vertical strokes for the tree trunks have created a density and a touch of burnt sienna and yellow ochre creates the roundness of the trunk. Yellow ochre on the building is showing another dimension of a wall. The wall facing the sun is light and away from the sun is in shadow. As the painting comes closer to the finishing point, the artist just needs to add a few strokes of lighter tone as the last touches and a few dark strokes to highlight the lighter parts even more. The final piece comes out to be a creation connected with emotions, ideas, concepts, observations, inspiration take the toll, and at some places, imagination surpasses everything and paves out a way which triggers the imaginative skill of the spectator too. Initially, there is a language formation between the artist, his imagination, and medium being explored. But the final creation starts another conversation with the viewer, which can match with that of the artist as well as be a totally different perceptions of looking at the creativity and its process. As you feel that the painting is complete, remove the cellophane tape from the sides of the sheet, which was used as the mask to form an even border of a painting. The final step is to observe the differences and resemblance between the painting made on the spot and from imagination. One can see the similarities of the placement of the objects as the artist was already aware of the concept of the original painting. But there is a clear variation in the freshness of the tones. The real scene might not be needing the darkness and lightness, which has been added to the painting made from imagination. Imagination of an object always restrains one's experimentation, whereas imagination is limitless.